Throughout history, the legal status of Jerusalem's residents has been defined by the powers that ruled it, creating a complex tapestry of rights, protections, and restrictions. But how did these legal frameworks evolve, and what do they reveal about the city's governance from the medieval era to the present day? This is a legal history of residency in Jerusalem. For centuries, legal protections for non-Muslim communities in Jerusalem were enshrined in foundational documents. In 637 CE, a significant legal precedent was established for Jerusalem's non-Muslim inhabitants. This came in the form of the Pact of Umar, a foundational agreement that outlined the rights and responsibilities of Christians and Jews under Muslim rule. The pact guaranteed the protection of their lives, property, and places of worship. In exchange for this security, non-Muslims were required to pay a poll tax known as jizya. It is important to contextualize this by noting that Muslim citizens were also subject to financial obligations, including the obligatory charity, zakat, which in many cases represented a greater financial commitment. A key provision of this pact was the formal reversal of the Roman Empire's long-standing ban, which had forbidden Jewish people from living in Jerusalem. This legal act reopened the city to Jewish communities, granting them the right to reside there once again. Centuries later, the Pact of Umar, established in 637 CE, stands out as a pivotal moment. Following the Muslim conquest, this treaty offered explicit guarantees to the city's non-Muslim inhabitants. It protected their lives, property, and places of worship. Crucially, the pact formally reversed the long-standing Roman ban on Jewish settlement, legally permitting Jewish communities to once again reside within the city of Jerusalem. This principle of communal legal standing was later formalized under the Ottoman Empire through the millet system. The Ottoman Empire institutionalized a different model of legal autonomy through the millet system. This structure formalized the self-governance of recognized non-Muslim communities. Under this framework, distinct religious groups known as millets were legally empowered to manage their own internal civil affairs. This sophisticated structure granted recognized non-Muslim communities, or millets, a remarkable degree of administrative autonomy. Each millet, be it Greek Orthodox, Armenian, or Jewish, was legally empowered to govern its own internal civil affairs according to its own religious laws and customs. This authority extended to critical areas of life, including marriage, divorce, inheritance, and education, allowing these communities to maintain their distinct identities and social structures under a legally protected framework. The millet system therefore established a legal basis for administrative autonomy, allowing communities to maintain their unique social and religious structures within the broader imperial framework. Following the 1967 war and Israel's annexation of East Jerusalem, a new and distinct legal category was created for the city's Palestinian inhabitants: permanent residency. This status is fundamentally different from Israeli citizenship. While permanent residents are entitled to certain social benefits and can vote in municipal elections, they are not permitted to vote in national elections for the Knesset, nor can they hold an Israeli passport. This creates a civic hierarchy, where a significant portion of the city's population lives under a different set of rights than their Israeli neighbors. The permanent nature of this residency status is conditional and subject to revocation by Israeli authorities under specific circumstances. For instance, if a resident is found to have lived outside of Jerusalem for a period of 7 years or more, their status can be rescinded. Similarly, acquiring citizenship in another country can also lead to the loss of their residency rights in the city. This creates a classification of residents who live within the city's municipal boundaries, but lack the full political rights of citizens. This policy effectively tethers an individual's right to live in their native city to their physical presence, making the status anything but permanent for those who may study, work, or marry abroad. Since 1967, thousands of Palestinians have had their residency rights revoked under this law. Palestinians in East Jerusalem face significant hurdles in obtaining permits for new construction, or even for additions to existing homes, leading to overcrowding and unauthorized construction that is then subject to demolition orders. The process for family reunification, which allows residents to bring spouses from the West Bank or Gaza to live with them in Jerusalem, is notoriously long, expensive, and often unsuccessful. Furthermore, residents often report unequal access to municipal services, infrastructure, and social security compared to citizens living in the western part of the city, illustrating how legal status directly translates into tangible, Everyday disparities. Legal status has profound administrative consequences that shape the daily lives of Palestinian residents. Jerusalem reveals a shift from legal frameworks that guaranteed communal rights and autonomy to a modern system of conditional residency. Historical models like the Pact of Umar and the Ottoman Millet system, despite their own hierarchical structures, provided a recognized and protected legal status for non-Muslim communities. In contrast, the current system of permanent residency, with its specific conditions for revocation and administrative hurdles, creates a state of legal uncertainty for a significant portion of the city's population, impacting their ability to live, build, and maintain family unity in their native city. In tracing this arc from the Pact of Umar to modern residency laws, we see a shift from models based on guaranteed communal rights and legal autonomy to a system of conditional, individual residency. While historical frameworks offered non-ruling communities a secure legal standing, the current system subjects a large part of Jerusalem's population to a precarious status that can be revoked, shaping every aspect of their lives. Understanding this legal evolution is therefore not just an academic exercise. It is essential to comprehending the foundations of the city's contemporary social and political reality. There is also a documented disparity in the allocation of municipal services, infrastructure, and social security benefits when compared to the provisions for Israeli citizens living in the same city.